I got some of these records.
Oh yeah, you're looking at my laser discs there, huh?
A lot of shit here too.
How you doing, Mike AM? It's a good day for a podcast. He said, yeah, let's do it. I said, fuck yeah, okay, let's do it. And that's how it happened, and it's happening now.
Should I start with my first Chris Chambers experience?
Oh dear, oh no, oh jeez.
I was at my regular watering hole, the Dickens.
Oh, wow.
In the turn of the 21st century.
Wow.
All Hallows Eve.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I know where you're going with this, I think.
And the Thomas Barlow band was playing. One of my favorite groups. And there was a costume contest going on. And a fellow had made this incredible Boba Fett costume. This guy was an ironsmith.
Oh.
And he was sure to win. This was a movie quality costume made of actual metal.
Wow.
And he was ready to win this, I don't know, $100 gift certificate to the Dickens. Out of nowhere, busts the Easter Bunny with one important exception. He's got a really big dick. He comes in, grabs the guitar, and plays Good Times, Bad Times.
Oh my God.
Actually demolishes the solo. And no, this gets better.
Oh, jeez.
Demolishes the guitar solo in Good Times, Bad Times by Led Zeppelin. Wins the costume contest right from under Boba Fett's nose. And fucks right off.
Oh, man.
The next day, I'm at band practice in my band at the time, Etherborn. I'm telling my drummer what had happened. As I go to sleep that night, I get a text that says, "Hippity hop, motherfucker. It's the Big Dick Bunny." And I text back, "Did Mike Cotton put you up to this?"
Oh, Jesus. Oh, jeez. Wow. I hadn't thought about that in a long time. Mostly because I drank a lot that night.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's that's a nice story. I'm trying to think how long back that was now. Shit, man. That's got to be like... I could go to Facebook on it.
That was a decade ago.
Was it that long ago? Holy
yeah, because that band
crap.
broke up in 2010 that I was in.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I still have the costume.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Well, you put a lot of work into it. I mean,
buried
not
it
like
in that.
Boba Fett level
No,
work,
I didn't put that much work into it. The most work I put in was making a fake giant rabbit dick out of what was it? Like a paint roller tube. And what did I have? I had two like.
What'd you use for the head?
Styrofoam ball. Well, I had it. I got a mesh bag, and I put these little pink cotton balls in it, so it'd be like the pink tip of
right.
of an animal's cock. And then I found, oh man, I still I still have it at home somewhere. It's like stuffed away in my attic or something like that. The head is still in my closet. Like the head, I still get a bit of goofiness at it from time to time. Holy shit, man, that's funny. That's I would have never thought of that night again the rest of my life. So thanks. Another year of therapy ought to get rid of that.
That was a loud, satisfying pen. What do you call this noise?
That was out of the movies. That's right out of the movies.
God damn, I can't do it again. Getting Loose. That's a song I heard on the radio. I didn't know.
It's weird.
It is weird, and I never would have been like, this is Chris Chambers.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that was.
I'd hate to be predictable in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you? I feel like when I first became aware of you, you were such like a blues guitar player, and
yeah.
and now
It's one of those things.
and now you're that and.
Well, you know what? The and was always there, but the and never paid the bills. Like realistically, like I got hired to play. Like people want to say you're this, and you're like, well, rather than try to explain it or say, well, actually, let me tell you about the deep layers of myself. You just go, okay, sure. Like there's people. I have people that come to see me play, and they have no idea that I have any kind of an electric band or anything like that. Like they've seen the acoustic thing, and to them it's like, oh, well, that's what he does. He just plays James Taylor and plays Glenn Campbell, and that's
Oh wow!
you know what I mean. So it's nice because you can hypothetically you can reach a lot bigger audience. So which is 100 people in my world. Like, what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like, it's the more things you do, the more people are going to kind of hear it accidentally, right? Like, even the tune you heard on the radio there, like, that's not, and there's there's twice as many people that would have no idea that was me, like yourself, right? And go, oh, no, he's the guitar guy, right? Or he plays, So, yeah, it's nice to have,
Do you, or would you perform that tune live? And because obviously it's like
it'd be tough.
It's very electronic. There's movie samples and
Oh
stuff
yeah, there's
going
all
on.
kinds of shit going on in there. It would be. It's not impossible, but it would kind of defeat the purpose of having my band because I could, I could show up with a laptop and perform it, and I don't know. That's not terribly interesting to me because there's no interaction with other musicians, right? Or even just people. Like you could, that's the whole DJ world to me is odd in that sense. Is like it doesn't just apply to DJs, but like doing even the solo act, it's lonely. Like it can be terribly lonely, right? Like especially on some those gigs where nobody's there. It's like, oh dear, let's just keep it together. But yeah, anything's possible.
Sometimes there's like a couple people there, and you can tell that they'd rather you not be there.
Most times,
And-
yeah. But you know what? Like, it's funny sometimes, and I've talked to people about this before, is if there's a smaller crowd like that sometimes, it's actually, I mean, I wouldn't want to make a habit of it, playing to 3 people for the rest of my life, but it's nice when you can actually, like the 3 of us sitting here talking, we could have, and I'm not going to set the bar like we're going to have any kind of good conversation today, but we have the ability to have a better conversation than if there were 30 people here, like a party atmosphere. It's like, well, what's the most you can talk about when there's just chaos around you, right? It's like, Like I've had gigs where there's been, 500 people there that would not piss on me if I was on fire, right? Like with a band, like just big, loud, rocking, and everybody's either just wasted or just, buried fucking in their phones or, hey, there's a band here, better get a selfie with them and show everyone how much fun we're pretending to have, right?
Yeah.
So, 3 attentive people, at least musically or artistically, however you want to put it, is a lot more fulfilling sometimes than 50 people that just don't care or 1,000 people that just, you find yourself in all kinds of situations like that. So how you work through them, I think, is equally important, if not more so, because it's like, if it's your job, you're going to have to learn how to deal with it, right? You got a pretty thick skin. There's only 3 people there. It's easy to get bummed out, man. And I still, I'm not immune to it. Like, you can get really bummed out doing this job. Like, as you guys know, like you're playing Saturday or something, right? Friday or Saturday.
Oh shit, we are, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
This is
playing
where you
Friday
guys plug.
and Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Friday. This thing's
Will this be out in time?
no, fuck no, dude. The last one took like 2.5 weeks.
Oh, well, that's not bad. Okay, well, what do you have down? Like,
That show we played was sick.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this Friday,
I'm raising the roof. No one can see right now, but
yeah. This Friday,
Oh,
that
Dave.
was me.
That was Dave. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I've been working on my polytonal singing. So I was plugging the shit on Friday while doing the David Lee Roth like thing. It wasn't a sample. Yeah, I'm doing some loops at a yoga class. That's a thing that
Are you really?
Yeah, my girlfriend and I are
Get out.
doing now. Yeah,
Whereabouts?
it's called Suru Studio
Cool.
on Barton, and I think we're gonna be doing another one in Dundas as well pretty soon. And
That's a neat gig.
it's very neat. I felt it's something that we've just been like doing
Yeah.
for fun at home, and it just like came up where they were having like a DJ night, and we were like, what if we did this? And it's kind of cool. So I like watch her teach the class, and I kind of like respond so it's a little, it is electronic music, but it's being made in real time to what's happening, right?
Oh, that's cool.
And then we've got a Zero Fire thing coming up on Saturday. Once again, gotta kind of time travel to catch these things.
Yeah.
Because this will come out after those already happened. But I think I saw some Instagram videos of you doing some looping shit. That's
Oh,
like,
yeah. I do a lot of that.
What kind of
It's,
looper are you?
Oh, I just use the Line 6 thing, the DL4.
That's that green,
The big
thing.
green ugly thing, yeah. They're awesome. I've got a bunch of them. They're wicked. But
I've seen those
I break
before,
them.
but that's like a delay pedal.
It is, yeah. The loop function on it is a very small piece of the pie, I guess, because it mimics, I don't know, 15 or I don't know how 11. I have no idea how many, but it does a bunch of famous analog delays and
Right.
tape echoes and stuff, and it's awesome. I'm using half a percentage of the ability of this thing. Like I've had them forever. And I know what I like on them, so
Yeah.
I was like, that'll do. Yeah, there's no, I couldn't even tell you what half the knobs do, but I know the ones that I need. So, yeah, it's like using just a nail file on a Swiss Army knife or something.
Have you ever had like a really bad like looping train wreck?
Oh,
live?
I broke it like 6 months ago. I put my foot halfway through the bottom of it, and it was on. I was like, geez. So I had the whole thing, It was no big. It was like, luckily I know more than enough songs that I don't need to loop every song. I use it sparingly if I can. But yeah, I just went like that, and down all the buttons went, and you could just hear sounded like you drop change.
Yeah.
And it sounded like that inside.
It wasn't the regular satisfying click that you were
It was
used to.
nowhere near that click. No, it was like all I heard was like, that's going to cost me some money. Like, but it's fixed. It's all better now. I had my buddy fix it for me, and
Oh wow!
good as new.
You want to give him a shout
Good
out?
as new. No.
You don't want your guy to get too busy,
no,
right?
No, it's Brian Benny. I took it to Brian Benny down at what do you call it? Lung McQuaid. Down there.
Oh, nice.
Brian's always, if he knows your work, he's always really good with my stuff. If I bring him something, I go, man, I need this like yesterday, and he's cool that way. He's a great guy, and he can fix all kinds of stuff. So whether it's like instruments or what's I always bring electronics to him. It seems because he's hanging out with the soldering gun, and
That's awesome.
he's a dude.
There was another tune on your SoundCloud that was it's not you singing.
No.
It's
No,
did you
luckily.
write those lyrics?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I wrote that with my friend Lauren Campbell, and she's super awesome. There's a shout out. She's got a store now called The Witch's Fix, but we used to, and she's on John Street. But we used to get together every Tuesday and just write songs. And we haven't done it in a while just because she's got her new business going and all that. So
Yeah.
time is sparse with her, but she's a fantastic writer. She has a band called Loud English.
Okay.
And they're great. She's a very special talent, and so we would get together, but we work very differently. So it was kind of, I think it was helpful for both of us. She's very much of the why don't we sit here and jam and see what comes out? And she's very what's the word I'm looking for? Peaceful, I guess we'll say. Whereas when my whole work process is just fucking chaos. Let's fucking let's do this, let's do that, and time is money, even though it's costing us
Goal-oriented.
nothing to be there. But yeah, but not even so much, but just like, this is good, this is bad, this is what it should do. This is like, I map out a lot more stuff. Like, if I have an idea for a song, I've generally got a couple of the ideas, or at least half an arrangement sort of sorted out before we actually start recording things. So it's very much like cut and paste, sort of quilting stuff together on the fly. Whereas Lauren is a lot more just sort of, I sat down and I had a cup of tea, and I, more very traditional for sure, in the sense of like how I've heard like how Jackson Browne sort of used to work, or probably still does, go and make himself a pot of tea and sit and write a song, or like Brian Wilson, right? They're very like regimented, and this is what I do every day. Whereas I'm not that guy. Like, I can work at it consistently, but just the process is a lot more, chaotic and
You feel
silly.
like you set up the time frame, and then you feel obligated to like get a certain amount of things done.
Yeah, yes and no. I've been dragging my ass lately just because I've been working. So like summer's is pretty chaotic, but I'm always thinking about it. I'm always thinking about working, which is worth nothing. But no, like I'll know, and like sometimes you got to live with a song for a while too. I think like if I record an idea, right, I'll bounce it down onto my phone, and then I'll have it in my when I sit around and draw, or when I sit around and do whatever, I'm listening on loop. I'm listening. What does it need? What would be a good melody? What would be a good lyric that fits here? So I'm always kind of chipping away at it, whether I'm actually holding an instrument or on the computer recording or writing or whatever, right? Like I'm always kind of chipping it. And if the good thing about it is that because I'll have 4 or 5 maybe songs on the go at any given time, I can go, oh, I don't get sick. I don't have to do the same one over and over and over. So I can kind of jump between other stuff I've been doing and go, okay, well, this would work here and this would be good. You know what I mean? So it keeps it a little bit more interesting than just going, okay, I've got an A chord and a D chord. What next, right? And just torturing yourself with that. So,
What's the longest period of time from the initial idea to actually being recorded and released that
dear.
you've sat on a song?
probably 2 years. The last thing I put out, called Tobacco Blonde.
That song's beautiful.
Oh, thanks, man. I came up with it, and I've said this before on similar sort of situation. A friend of mine threw me the title because it was her hair dye. It was the color of her hair dye. And I was just like, that's such a poetic thing. Like there was a lot of meat in the idea. Tobacco Blonde. I don't know. I like it. And then I wrote it down and I was like, well, I guess I'll live with that for a while. I had an idea and then I had a title and they just kind of bounced around. And it took me 2 years of chipping away at that stupid thing to get it where I was finally happy with it. And it was important to me as well. But yeah, I think that's about as long as it's taken, and it still is. I mean, I say it's stupid because I've obsessed over it for so long. So getting it done is just like, it's exhausting. But yeah, that's the longest I can recall. For all I know, I've probably had ideas come out that I came up with 10 years ago that I forgot about, and now I'm like, oh, this is fresh, and it's not. And I go over old tapes and stuff like that sometimes, of just trying to mine old stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work because the next, if you're...
Do you think that, like, what you're going to want to put the work into? Because I'm the same way where I have so many fucking demos, right? But at the same time, I have these ones that just, like, nag at me,
Well, that's probably a good thing. Like, if it's a good idea, I think it'll haunt you. Yeah, like it'll nag the shit out of you, which is a good thing. We all have the same thing. Like you go and you write something at 3 a.m. and the next day you wake up and you go, what a loser I am. Like, this is terrible. And then other days, you just, something easy kind of falls out and you're like, oh, whatever becomes of it though, right?
You ever dream journal for lyrics?
No.
No.
My dreams are, there's nothing good in there.
No.
There's nothing radio friendly in there. We'll say there's some good ones. There's some good ones, but there's nothing for public consumption.
You mostly sketch those out. Right?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's where they end up.
They go in a different type of bank.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they should all end up in the fire pit, but that's a different conversation altogether.
I don't think this was very recent. I don't. What do you use for your website, by the way? You manage your own website?
I do the little updates. I have a buddy of mine that did it years ago, and I said basically like, look, man, I just want to be able to update. I want to be able to put photos and stuff, and like just do the easy stuff. Like the framework's all there, so yeah. But the design, I had some ideas and stuff like that, and he's really great. And yeah, he put it together for me, and it hasn't been updated. Like I update it every month, and I try to put fresh content, as it were, on there whenever I can. That's the buzzword, right? Content. Yeah, it's kind of silly.
It's the new gold.
Well, you know what it is? It's funny to hear people that would never use that word previously all the time. Like, if you're in like a kind of a creative world, like you're like a marketing person, even stuff like that, the word content is, again, it's punctuation. It gets used all the time. But then when I see some of these idiots on Instagram or whatever, like, just cooking up some content for you and all, it's like, shut up. Just shut up, you idiot. Like, I don't know. It's become, it's one of those words that's been bullshitted into the fucking stratosphere. So
yeah, it's weird too. There's some life enriching Instagram content out there.
I agree.
There's some memes that either just consistently make you laugh. I'm sorry,
I was not going that way, but no, go, give it to me.
But like, I was. But also, some inspirational stuff. I think, but
I'm all about.
I value laughter above inspiration.
Oh, absolutely.
I think.
Oh, dude, you're preaching to the choir, man. I draw fucking dick jokes every day, man. I'm all about silly stuff on the internet. Like, that's the best part of the internet.
Yeah.
The worst is the comment section of like YouTube. Like, that's the worst part of the internet. Reddit or any of those. I don't even go to like. They actually kind of make me uncomfortable.
You want to be sad? Watch any video of a female musician.
Oh no!
And scroll down.
No.
To the comments.
Nope. I just see, that's the shit I hate, man. Like if any like I don't even like cats. I fucking hate cats. But which is, Eric knows why that's bizarrely ironic, but cat stuff on the internet is what, like, I would rather watch 1,000 cat videos than read the fucking hate mail that goes on in the comment section of everywhere on the internet. I can't take it, man. It's too much. It just bums me out.
It's oblivious too. It's the guys don't even get that they're being horrible.
Oh. And then something always ends up mentioning, what's that rule 6 or whatever of the internet? It always devolves down to Hitler comparisons or something.
Okay, that's where I thought you were going.
Is that what it is? Oh, is there another?
No,
was that the wrong number?
I don't.
36.
Oh, it's 36?
It's 36?
Yeah, every argument on the internet somehow
within
gets
36 posts?
No, I think it's just this silly
I never heard that number before.
I don't know. I cut it wrong, so.
I heard that,
it's just
any conversation on the internet.
It's just the internet's just a fucking cesspool, but I do love it. Like it is to your point. It's funny. Like there's a lot of funny. Like I love Twitter, despite that fucking idiot president on there and all his minions that ruin it. Twitter is full of a lot of really funny people, man, and that's what it should be for. It should be exclusively for like comedy. Like I write jokes every day. And I tweet a lot of them.
Yeah.
And some people just kill me on there, man. I love it. But again, that's the nice side. And Instagram has that too. But then it also has.
Have you seen or been following the Chris D'Elia Eminem saga?
No.
It is incredible. So comedian Chris D'Elia He'd been making like these
Well, I know he makes
freestyle
fun of
rap
them, yeah.
videos on his phone where he's just like
Oh, Jesus.
rambling bullshit.
I think I've seen one of them.
So it's evolved into now like one of those things is featured in an Eminem Logic
my
collaboration,
God.
but now they just put out the music video for it, and in it Chris D'Elia is Eminem.
So he's in the video, too.
He's lip syncing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so they went
Capitalized
from like,
on it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there's man, just
Well, okay, so I do know about one of those, but it's probably way old and dated. There was this kid on the internet who used to lip sync along with like Katy Perry and shit. Do you know who I'm talking about, Eric? I think he was sick. I don't know if he might be dead. I don't know. I hope not. But he ended up doing a Drake cover where he's like singing. And I think same thing. I think he ended up in the Drake song. And it's hold on, we're coming. Hold on, we're going home. That Drake song. Anyway, I'm not a huge Drake fan, but I do recall this because it was, I think, an old girlfriend of mine, and I used to watch it, and it was just spectacularly stupid. Like it was one of those things that's like, this has 10 billion views, and you're like, you sit there and you watch it and you go, how did 10 billion people or whatever watch this? And then you sit there and realize we've watched this 6 times ourselves, so we're no better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I do my best to avoid it when I can, but I remember that one.
oh man.
But the Chris D'Elia stuff, I don't really check that guy out too much. He kind of...
Sometimes I don't know, you just need, if you're thinking too much, you just need the exact opposite.
I'm never thinking too much.
No. Do you read, Chris?
Like, what do you mean?
Like paper?
Oh.
You know, like the squiggly paper?
Oh, yeah. No, it's not for me.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm a big... Actually, you know, I'm a big reader. And I think that's why I miss some of the Instagram stuff sometimes. Or I follow... There's a lot... I was going to say, you went the meme direction. There's a lot of great musicians on there that I like, who are all kind of fucking weirdos too, which is great. Like, do you know Josh Freese? I'm sure Eric.
Yeah.
Like Josh Freese is one of my favorite Instagram accounts. There's a guy named Aaron Sterling, who's another drummer. I follow a lot of drummers on there. And
Elon Rubin, is that his name? He's
I don't know if I follow him.
I think
or
he was
not.
recently playing for 9 Inch Nails. He's got a
Oh,
really good
really?
account, and he's a
cool.
really good pianist as well.
Oh, really?
And then Thornley's
okay.
account is amazing.
Is he on? Oh, yeah.
Thornley just like posts his guitar shreds.
Yeah.
Man, how unfair is it that he is that good at singing and guitar?
Practice.
I guess.
And I'm sure he'll tell you the same.
Maybe.
Yeah, and even the most
Let's get him on here.
Sort of the most sort of like naturally gifted musicians, no matter who it is, worked really, and you guys know, worked really fucking hard.
Yeah.
That doesn't change no matter how good you just like. If things come easy to you, then if you're really good, like you're that exceptional level, then you busted your ass, right?
Yeah, things come easy to you. That's cute.
Yeah, but it's also
that's a good like first. You know, it's like
only gets you to a certain point, and then you still have to put.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely, Yep.
It's a journey of like 10,000 steps,
Yeah.
and you started on step 55
Yeah,
or something.
that's all it is. Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Whoa, he's on
And
step
it's
55."
dangerous. It's dangerous too, though, because like there's a lot of lazy people that just like, well, this is as good as I'll ever need to be.
People blow past those people, and
Yep.
they're like, "What happened?"
Well, and the problem is too is that like if you're good at something young, and I feel like I've probably talked about this before with people, people will blow a lot of sunshine up your ass. Like when I was young, I was on step 2, we'll call it, for my age, and I got a lot of this right, and it was like, and I actively ignored everything I ever could that anyone said nice, out of that danger, and my parents my dad particularly would warn me of that kind of stuff, and I should say a lot of the the guys that I came up playing under when I was really young were always like humility over everything. And I was lucky that stuck with me because there's a lot of people, like old or young, that, they hear something nice about themselves and it's like, well, got it. I just conquered music. Yeah, time to move on. And like, to me, that's way worse than, it's a way worse fate than death, I guess. Like just walking around thinking your shit don't stink. So.
Has that ever fucked with you? Have you that mindset, which I think is very useful to not take compliments too seriously, but have you ever had a period where you're like, maybe I should start letting myself think I'm not shit?
Too far the other way,
Sometimes,
you mean?
Yeah. Or were you always able to sort of balance that?
I don't know. It's a balancing act, I guess. Like, you have to have a level of confidence to get on a stage and play in front of people and know that you're going to be able to do the job you're being hired for.
Like, no one wants to see a self-conscious rock star.
You gotta walk around with
Radiohead's pretty successful, actually, so I should...
Yeah, but you know what? Even those guys aren't... There's no lack of confidence in that band. I don't care what anybody says. Like, Tom New York knows exactly who he is and what he's doing and what people want. Like, it's... but yeah, like, I have the confidence to do any jobs that have come my way. That's not been a problem. But, some days you're like, I can't get it happen. Whether you're playing guitar or writing, whatever aspect you're in, you're just like, fuck, man, it's not happening for me today. And that's just human. That's in everybody's life. I don't think it's exclusive to musicians. I think the difference is that our job inherently has us put on, I won't say a pedestal, but you're put into a position where people have to reward what you do. Like the guy who's, making coffee in the mailroom or whatever, he's not pouring coffee for people and then getting a round of applause or getting booed if the coffee's shit, right? It's a very different world than the average job. I think that's the what makes it more difficult to navigate your ego or lack thereof at times, because there's more required of it than if you were just, and not to degrade any of those jobs, right? They probably make more money than I do, but it is definitely a requirement if you're going to pursue music or the arts in any kind, right? Like you got to go, well, you know what? I'm at least this good. I know that these people, the average person sitting here, can't do my job. And it's helpful, right? But then when you start, when you run into problems is when you see people that are like, fuck, if they only knew how good I do or how great I am. Like, those are the guys that end up just shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah. And it happens all the fucking time. And it always will.
It's a funny thing. I used to, especially if you go up north or out west, you'll come across a lot of people who work these insane jobs where like they see people die and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd sometimes get into these like weird funks like, am I even doing a job? Like it's like I don't.
The answer is no.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, yeah, but that's everybody for the most part. I don't want to get too general with it. Everybody's job is maybe where some aren't as important. There's necessary jobs. Like, do I think the guy? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a job that I can shit on, but not really shit on here. Like, I don't know. The guy that picks, I'll just make up a job. The guy that picks like fucking insects off a windshield. Let's pretend that's a job. Is that an important job?
And rehabilitates them?
Yeah, or whatever, right? But like, is that job as important as somebody who maybe works with sick kids? No. But at the same time, is it necessary? Yeah, sure. Because you don't want fucking dead bugs everywhere on your windshield.
It is pretty
And
amazing.
I know that's a big jump, but you know what I mean? Like, our job playing music is important in a different way. Whereas maybe we're not, you know, doing CPR and like bringing people back to life. But it's an important thing for just the average person. Okay, here's a story. Sorry, I'm kind of going off here.
If it's really truly shit, we'll just cut it
Okay.
out.
Oh,
and
good.
It
All
never
right.
happened. You will look so slick.
No.
When this comes out.
Then nobody's going to buy it. If I'm looking too slick, people are going to be like, "This is
Who is this?
Who edited it?" Yeah. Okay. So
He just said he wasn't too cocky. What the fuck?
kid comes in.
Bullshit.
Kid comes in for a guitar lesson and tells the teacher that his mom said guitar is not as important, and music is not as important as math and the sciences and all that stuff. And I wish I could take credit for this, but my buddy told him, he goes, "Okay, well, you tell me how math and science is going to help you when you come home and you've had an awful day." And it was like, yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely the importance of it. It gives you a thing that, at least to me, like music, it gives you a thing that nothing else does, right? Or art, or whatever you're into, right? It doesn't have to be music, but if something touches you that way, and I think music is the most universal of them all, that's every bit as important as penicillin, maybe. You know, apples and oranges. But
yeah, it's like that Churchill quote when he didn't cut funding to the arts in schools.
Oh, right.
Then what are we fighting for?
What are we fighting for? Yeah.
Right?
That's great. Yeah, you're way smarter than me. I wouldn't have pulled that one out.
I think it's an amazing world we live in, that everyone not only is adept at different things, but even doesn't want to do the same things. Like, there's shit that people want to do with their lives that you couldn't pay me to do.
Yep.
And I think that's
Like cleaning
amazing.
bugs off of a windshield.
And
for
rehabilitating
example.
them.
And rehabilitating
Yeah,
them.
exactly. Like, here you go, Mr. Mosquito, put his wing in a little cast, and he's
I hate
off
mosquitoes.
spreading
I
malaria
hate
in no
mosquitoes.
time.
Yeah, exactly. He's taken out a big part of the population, I think.
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, not around here.
Fuck mosquitoes, man.
I
And this is like high season for them. Not to get too far into the whole nature of things. Yeah.
I hate mosquitoes.
My neighbors have this pool that since I moved in has not been drained. Like, it's just sitting there. They don't use it, nothing. But it's just been there. Like, I've been there for 3 years now, 3.5 years.
Are you kidding me?
And it's just sitting there. And like it, if I go out back just to like chill, within like, pending it's nighttime, within like 5 minutes, I'm just getting eaten. And I know for a fact that if I like called bylaw or something and got them to drain the thing, it would be like half as many mosquitoes, if not less. Like, you know, like,
Why haven't you called bylaw?
I don't know.
And I'm the last.
Pussy.
I
He's
hate
a pussy.
I hate the bylaw. Fair enough.
you owned it at least.
That seems like a public health crisis of sorts.
Yeah, you should call.
Yeah.
I should. Or, you know what? If you're listening to this, take.
If you're Eric's shitty neighbor.
Yeah. I don't think that would do it. They called me out on a podcast.
You know what? My guess is if they're not draining their pool after 3 years, they're probably not listening to a podcast.
Yeah, not
No disrespect to your podcast.
not
at
this
all.
kind of life enriching content. Not for degenerates. The Michael AM radio show. Not for degenerates.
Oh.
You're gonna have to leave.
That's why I was going to say, yeah. What'd you call me for?
Yeah, when we got onto the Instagram thing like 20 minutes ago,
Oh,
I
jeez.
was going to say Norman's Rare Guitars.
Yeah.
Use one of your songs.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah.
That's fucking wild,
That
man.
was pretty cool. Okay, yeah. I have it. That's not. Never mind. I'll skip it. It was a dumb story. They did, yeah. They had a thing where they're like, we're looking for music and stuff like that, and they're like, send us something, and if we like it, we'll put it on there. So bizarrely enough, it ended up getting like, it was a lot. It was like 15 or 20. They have a huge following there. Yeah. But the thing is too, it's like here today, gone tomorrow. Like for one day, I had all this, juice on my song.
You're like watching the stock ticker go up in your pocket.
Yeah, and then the next day, well, here's a new guitar and a complete, somebody else or whatever else. So it's like,
it's funny how quickly those numbers drop off too. So it's like this like massive Instagram post, and then that translates to a couple YouTube clicks and maybe one like on your
insane.
Facebook page.
Yeah. Well, everybody's so, like, there's so much shit out there. Like, there's so much information. Like, how do you process all of it?
Endless content.
Yeah. All that
but also
the
not.
juicy content, you guys.
Some juicy content that I've been eating up with a spoon is Store. They're a British parkour troupe.
Like jumping around on buildings and stuff?
Yeah,
Parkour.
man. And they're like, when they have like arthritis in their 30s and can't do it anymore, they'll have great careers still as videographers because just watching them like just leveling up their video game.
Really?
Like, like month after month they're getting like new gadgets and learning to pilot drones and shit.
Oh, wow.
They have this one video with a cable drone. So they like take like a line from one building to another, and then they plan like their parkour line that they're going to do through it.
Oh, wow.
And then so they have like one control zips the thing across the cable and the other points the camera.
Oh, wow.
Like at the person doing it. It's insane, man. That's
a cool thing because you can do this stuff like that. Like years ago, that would have taken $1 million budget to have something like that happen, and now it's like, well, how old are they? They're like in their 20s or something?
Yeah, they're probably like late 20s, early 30s or something. They've been at it for 10 years already.
But like, how cool is that they can do that?
Yeah, I mean, even just think about, like, you could go to the Dundas Peak and recreate the November Rain video to some, like the whole, like,
Don't
helicopter.
give me any idea. Oh, I know the video. Trust me, I fucking know that video.
I know someone who can fly a drone pretty good.
I bet Stephanie Seymour is. Oh, do you know who that is?
No,
that was Axel's wife in.
Oh yeah,
Girlfriend
yeah. Okay,
in the video. She might even be attainable now.
dude.
No chance. Like, not for me, but I just mean like.
You know what?
She's
That's called an investment.
She's got to be like 80 by now.
Dude, that would be dope.
To hire, to recreate Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses is out there recreating Guns N' Roses.
They're trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like stuff?
No, fuck off.
I'm just like adjusting the mic more into a loungeful position.
Yeah. I was getting a nice slouch on.
A nice slouch. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Regular Teamsters, you and I.
Get them.
That was a Simpsons joke as well.
Indeed.
I wasn't sure if you guys were on that.
Oh yeah. Man, we wanted to bring up your top 10 Facebook posts just as deemed by us.
Oh geez, okay.
But we didn't get around to it.
Oh, okay. All right. I was almost flattered for a second.
Imagine what that bit could have been.
Oh, man.
Imagine how good that. Yeah, exactly. Although this will be kind of flattering.
That's pretty
The
funny.
one time at band practice, we were just talking about how funny your Facebook posts are,
okay.
and literally just went through them for
Oh.
like 20 minutes, howling.
Well, thanks, guys. I'm here to help.
That's
that's everything you need to know about like zero fire productivity. Also,
Yeah, not only is our self-promotion shit, but our actual process of
Well, what the
getting
fuck does that
anything
say
done.
about my productivity? You guys can go for 20 minutes through my fucking... There was an old joke from Cheers years ago, and the short of it is like, what's his name? Cliff. And they were, that guy's been sitting there just by himself, doing whatever, eating peanuts for 3 hours. I know, I've been watching him. It's that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe another time we can go through some. I'll
But
share
see,
you
you're
some-
the guy
some
eating
funny
the
ones.
peanuts, right?
I
That
guess
guy's-
so.
He's winning in
Like-
that situation.
Especially the way peanuts kill people these days.
Oh, it's an epidemic.
It's crazy, man. When I was a kid, there was one guy, maybe two, that had a peanut allergy, and it wasn't just like, it was severe enough, but it was totally manageable. And now, like, I got buddies with kids. It's like if they look at a peanut, they will die. Like, it's gotten that severe. It's fucking insane, man. It's nuts.
You want to speculate on what causes peanut allergies?
I have no, I don't. Well, I have no fucking idea. I know nothing of medicine. I treat myself like shit.
Yeah.
Whatever can't be cured by like a can of Raid. That's as much as I know.
You
Sounds like you know.
know what?
Do you have a theory?
On what causes peanut allergies? I think you just gotta eat them.
Oh, you think not eating them is the culprit?
Yeah.
well, you gotta eat
Isn't-
your way
is-
through the allergy.
Yeah, eat your way through it. Yeah. Like
really
spicy
funny.
food. Like
That's
you get
really,
some.
you just grow it,
spicy
develop a
things.
taste
You're
for
like,
it.
oh, yeah.
After you're broken out in hives and can't breathe, and your fucking esophagus collapses on
Yeah,
itself.
you gotta.
I'm gonna make it
Once
I'll show you.
you through your swollen esophagus,
Oh
you
my god.
force down that peanut, and then it all goes away like
Oh my
magic.
god. That's pretty funny.
Do we have like a legal disclaimer here? Is that necessary?
For what?
Obviously.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do
There.
that. Yeah.
Disclaimer, don't actually eat peanuts if you have a severe life-threatening allergy to them.
Yeah.
There, I just saved you a lawsuit.
Thanks, man.
I'm here for you. I will never tire of David Lee Roth. I was telling Mike earlier, when I was 19, I take Halloween pretty seriously, as we've kind of... I was David Lee Roth for Halloween when I was 19 years old, and it was the greatest fucking costume ever, in the sense that it wasn't a 20-pound bunny mascot fucking head on me that I had to deal with all night.
Right.
That weighed, and was sweaty and all that.
Did you practice your high kicks?
You're
for
fucking
it?
right, I did. Oh man, it was too much.
There's a costume you got to limber up for.
Oh man, I was a younger man then. I had the spandex on. Even then my high kicks weren't great, but they were good enough.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't get my leg totally straight.
People are like, "What are you?" And
But
then you're like, "Whoop."
I'll tell you what I am. Tell you what I'm not. I ain't talking about love.
"That's right."
That's a Van Halen song.
Oh.
I was like, I think I've stepped a little too far out on this one.
No, that's my favorite one.
Is it really?
That's my favorite Van Halen song.
Is it really?
100%.
You're not just fucking with me.
That's down, out. Yeah.
Okay.
I have this
Part
thing
of me
where
feels
like,
like you're just
I'm
fucking
being
with me.
genuine and people. It's the worst when I'm giving compliments and I'm 100% sincere,
just
but
sound
I
so
haven't nailed
monotone.
the tone.
Uh,
I like weird things about things too.
Okay.
So when I point those things out, people are like I'm self-conscious about that, and I'm like, that's what I liked about it, and they're like, I don't like that guy.
They can't. Yeah. I gotcha.
But yeah, for
Hey, I
real.
was just thinking, what the fuck are you gonna like? Because I read like your synopsis and all that. What are we talking about? I love it,
Oh yeah,
but there's no goal here, right? We're just kind of chatting.
yeah, man.
This is great.
Yeah.
Like there's no agenda as far as I know. Well, there was, but you guys fucked it up and didn't even look up the Facebook.
Aren't you doing that now?
No, no. But I like that it's just sort of
One more David Lee Roth
there's
soundboard thing,
give it to
and
me.
then
Do you have it?
Oh God, I'm running.
Awesome.
and now look for the good post.
I love Ross. Oh, don't fuck with that stuff. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, what are we doing
everyone
here?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah,
I like
so-
it. Like you seem to have done a level of like you're prepared.
Oh yeah, man.
I admire that
I like to
as someone who's generally not,
prepared.
well, for stuff like this, never.
You write set lists?
No.
When do you write
No,
set lists?
I never do.
Never?
Never. The odd time, once in a blue moon on a festival gig, I will.
If you have like a
rough
40-minute set.
If you just got to go,
all
just
killer,
go
no filler.
burn through this. Yeah, even then, it just. I've never stuck to a set list in my life, for
Oh,
better
no.
or worse. It's not like I'm not bragging about.
I
that,
think
but
for
it's
better.
Like, maybe like you read out. You have to read a crowd, right? That's
You
part of
read the
job as
energy,
well.
and
Yep.
then you're like,
This won't work, or this has to move, or this has to start. Yeah, absolutely. But I do write out guidelines from time to time, or if the odd time, if it's like a corporate thing where you're like, they want, I know that they want or like, oh shit, the odd wedding or something like that. It's like, well, they want this, they want exactly this. So let me just make notes of the songs that will work, every time. But yeah, otherwise, I never write that out at all. And it's better that I actually do think it's better in the sense of at least when I'm doing something that people have come to see, where I'm not necessarily wallpaper. I guess it's a bit more of honest is the word. Like, this is what I feel like playing right now. Like, I'm not just doing this because somebody yelled out, "Hey asshole, play whatever," right? Like,
what's the wackest request you've ever gotten?
oh man, there's so much dumb shit. If I'm on an acoustic, if I'm sitting there with a fucking acoustic guitar, and someone's asking for like, I don't know, who's like Nicki Minaj? Can you play Nicki Minaj? It's like, on what fucking planet would it look like I play? Like I'm half my head has gone gray.
She's got bars.
I'm not. She's got what?
Bars.
What does that mean? I don't,
Like her flow is good. Like she can actually rap.
oh shit! I've never heard that. Okay,
Oh,
flow
really?
I know, but I never heard. Fuck, I'm old.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's no. Well, I don't know. I like No Name. I think she's wicked. I don't know if you know who that is, but
No.
hip hop chick out of Chicago. She fucking rules.
Cool.
I just saw her with Anderson .Paak and Thundercat about a month and a half ago.
I'm sold.
Oh, it was so great. I've seen her a couple times now. She's awesome. And Thundercat, like they were just. I can't say enough good things about all of those bands.
But someone has
God.
requested a Nicki Minaj song.
Oh yeah, like
from
something.
you that-
And whether it was exactly Nicki Minaj or, who's there's another girl like her, Cardi B,
Oh yeah.
and it's like that's it's not so much what the song is, it's how the song is. It's like. If I'm playing with my band or something like that, and somebody will come up and ask for something like that, and it's like, have you missed what's been going on here at all? Like, have you caught any of this?
I just thought it was time for a change of pace.
Yeah, maybe we should just start to throw out, and bless their hearts. My favorite ones are when they don't even know the names of the song, but they know the lyric. Like, it's always, you've probably run it. Do you know Small Town Girl? It's like, they mean Journey, right? They mean Don't Stop Believing. But they know the lyric from it. It's like, oh, I'm like, what the fuck, Small? Like, yeah.
Wow.
Those are funny. I like those just because I can tell them to guys like you, and you get it.
Yeah. I in my research, I listened to a bit of another podcast you did.
Oh.
And in it you said you've never played Brown Eyed Girl?
Never played Brown Eyed Girl. Oh, yeah.
Wow. I can't say that for myself. But
Yeah.
god damn.
Well, you know what?
Good on you, man.
That's been my, and I probably mentioned this on that with my buddy Tyler, is for better or worse, I don't play any of that shit that I don't like. And it's not that I don't like that song. Like the song's fine, but it's just like
You think Van Morrison did a good enough job?
I think
of
he
it?
just did
and
just
enough
fine.
other people play it.
Yeah, it
And
was
if-
just fine.
And if you want to come to Augusta next week,
Yeah.
I'm sure the guy who's going to
Exactly.
be here will play it.
Exactly. Yeah, but tonight you're SOL. And
What do you? Are you just like, oh, I don't know it?
it depends on my. Generally, I just go, oh, sorry, we don't know it. But if it's one of those nights where I'm just
All right,
no,
give
no.
it to him.
Oh, I don't give it. Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I'll give it to. Oh, in the sense of like, fuck you, I'm not playing that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't say something that.
No, not
may be
that,
rude,
but like,
the,
but like the fuck that.
the message is there.
Yeah.
The message is there that no, I don't want to play this fucking song. I don't care that it's your friend's birthday. But that's that whole world, right? So you gotta, again, you have to walk a line of that. These are problems that, you know, Jeff in the mailroom doesn't have to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's asking Jeff to, okay, Jeff, you're really good at delivering the mail and making coffee. We're gonna need you to cook lunch, and we're gonna need you to put up new drywall in the office. Like, no, that's not how that works, right? Jeff has his job and he does this, right?
Or Hidalgo, the mosquito rehabilitator.
Precisely.
Can you do dung beetles? And he's like,
That's ridiculous.
Are you-
dung beetles?
are you out of your goddamn mind?
Yeah, exactly. But that's you know, you have your thing that you're hired to do.
yeah.
So that was just Hidalgo, the fucking exterminator.
No, a
Or no,
rehabilitator.
the rehabilitator.
The opposite.
Pardon me.
How dare you?
That's my bad.
It's an insult to his abilities to rehabilitate mosquitoes.
I really like your paintings. You got nice art in here.
Oh, thanks, man. I didn't make
I know you didn't, but it's
these.
I wasn't accusing you of being artistic.
Oh, okay. I do make some
I'm
paintings
just fucking
sometimes.
with you. No, that was. Did you do that?
Yeah, this is this one of the Beatles.
Yeah. That looks like your work.
Yeah, I painted that. It's
Like, did you
Just-
do that painting right there? Like, not that it matters because
Oh, no,
no
my-
one can see what the fuck we're.
my
looking at.
girlfriend did that one at like
That's
like
really
a paint
nice.
night.
Like a paint. Oh
thing.
yeah, like
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
See, that's really good. I
I'll-
can't do that.
She's a color specialist among other things at a hair salon.
Oh,
Right? So it's like I'll paint, but then I'll watch her like just spread paint on a canvas and like mix the colors.
Wow.
And her technique for that is so just like polished
That's
from
cool.
doing it on hair, which is a surface that moves
Yeah.
with the slightest
Yeah.
touch. Right? So
that's cool.
yeah, just the way. Hold on. This is such bad audio, but
What are we doing? Are you gonna?
Just trying to find you this. No, that was not as good.
Well, you can always.
Cut this out.
Yeah. Fix it in post.
Exactly.
There we go.
like she just did that.
On here. Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I wish, man. I can't do anything like that.
Right,
Like
and
I can
it's-
draw my stupid little dick jokes on pen. There we go.
Do you have like a singular source for all your cartoons? Is there? Because I know you used to like post a lot of them on Facebook, but I feel like I haven't seen.
I
that
just sort of
shit around.
stopped.
Yeah.
Well, I still do them on Instagram. I started selling them, the odd one, on Redbubble. I used to do runs of T-shirts way back.
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
Yeah, and it was just sort of like not really. I don't know. Believe it or not, you don't get rich selling fucking T-shirts of stupid
What?
jokes. Yeah, right. Go figure. Especially when you're me.
You didn't even break even.
No, fuck. I know. I've lost money on every single drawing I've ever done. But it's like one of those things. It's like I'm supposed to charge you. Like friends are like, I love that T-shirt, and it's like, okay, just have it. Like it's just that bad. It's like, how do I charge someone? And then I've gotten better at. Like I was when I was younger, but I've gotten better at like going. No, you do have to pay something for this. So now
putting your foot down.
I put it up
Yeah.
on Redbubble. Because now you can just pick out what you want. Like I could just upload the cartoons.
That's like on-demand printing,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
like they pick the image and then they pick what they
and
want.
I get to choose what it can go on and how it's formatted for the particular whatever it is.
And how did they find that?
And well, I was pushing. Where did I put it last? I posted it on Instagram. It's on my Instagram actually. There's a link to my store, and then there's shit. Where else did I put it? I put it on Twitter. I'm sure. Every time I post a new cartoon, like a new design, I put it on Twitter. I go, "Hey guys, new item available," and it gets ignored.
Do you have a bestseller or a personal favorite?
I have a seller.
Nice.
I just sold one. It was called my friend bought two. She bought one that says semi-colonoscopy, and it's the front end of a colon, a semicolon bending over in front of another one. And what's the other one she got? I can check. Oh shit. Let's see here. What was it? It doesn't even. I'm sure it doesn't matter. This will not make for good. And they send you an email and say, "Look, you sold something. Here's our cut," and it's huge.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's still more than iTunes or like it's more money in my pocket than iTunes or Spotify or any of those.
More than Spotify?
Yeah, weird, right?
What?
What the hell did I do? It doesn't matter. You know what? I could sit here and look it up and stroke my own fucking ego about it, but it doesn't. Oh wait, maybe I can find it here. Birdland. What the hell is it? Oh, I made one of I sold a tote bag with a bird cussing out humanity on it. So, those are. If I could only sell 8,000 to 9,000 of those every week, I'd be in good shape.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I too would like to sell 8,000 to 9,000 of something.
Anything.
Yeah. So your band is like a trio, right? So you perform, I'd say, like mostly either as a solo musician or as a trio.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And is it always the same two guys?
No. They're consistent in that we've had a bunch of house gigs together, but guys got to sub out time and again here and there. And some of my other gigs I've been doing lately, I've been doing as a 4-piece, just for the break. Like if you're the guitar player in a trio, you got to earn it. Like you're fucking working, right?
Especially if you're the singer too.
Well, yeah, exactly. So it's great. I love it because it keeps you sharp and you got to stay on top of things. But
shit really cuts out when you stop doing stuff.
Yeah.
When any of you stop doing stuff.
Oh,
really.
yeah. But that's useful too, right? Like if you've done it, like if there is a way, without sounding cliched, use the space, right? Like that is a real thing. So it is the fourth Beatle or whatever, the fifth Beatle of a trio or however the math on that works. Mm-hmm. But playing with a 4-piece band is really great because sometimes it'll be keyboard or saxophone or another guitar player, in which case the gig just turns into a singing gig for me.
Yeah.
So it's like I can just kind of be hands off, and the guys I hire can play great, play better than me, and they can take care of all that shit, and I can focus on singing, which is something that I don't often get to do.
So you find that as soon as you get guitar, you don't
I
look
get
for
another
a rhythm
player,
guitar player. You look for.
No. I got no qualms about having better guitar players on stage with me. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Well, it's only going to help me, like long term, right?
Yeah.
Get my ass kicked. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's always good that way, right? I always play with better guys, right? You know that. You both know that. Play with the best guys you can.
Yeah, we're shit. Everyone we play with is better than us.
That's funny. I doubt it, but that's funny.
What was I going to say? Yeah, because I've only ever seen you play with
the trio.
Yeah.
And
you're both of those. You're like most regular drummer and bass player.
Yeah,
just like
Dave and Sean.
Yeah,
they play great.
Yeah, and they play for some heavy people as well.
Yeah,
right.
I always Dave hates it when I say it. Dave played with Bieber and Nick Carter.
Did he? Yeah, you know what?
I refuse to mention the cool stuff any of those guys ever did. Yeah.
then neither will I.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Beeves it. I
Beeves.
mean, if we're gonna be honest, that's the biggest one anyway.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
absolutely. It is. Absolutely.
Like,
But it's just funnier to,
if anyone's selling records nowadays,
Yeah.
it is.
Well, there's like
Justice Beaver.
2 people. Justice Beaver.
How does your guitar playing change when you're playing by yourself versus when you're playing with the trio?
Like in a solo atmosphere, you mean? I'm playing a lot more in the solo. Like, if I'm playing an acoustic gig, I've got to be 3 people, right? I've got to have rhythm constantly happening. Like, I've got to play guitar like a drummer and a bass player and a guitar player, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I've got room to, we're talking about how much you got to be on it as a trio, but you also do have that space because you've got drums and bass. Like, when they play well together, you've got a nice cushion to work on top of, right? So, yeah, there's definitely it takes a lot more out of me solo for sure, but in a different way. Like, physically, I think it takes a different toll. I won't say more necessarily, but a different toll than when you're playing, like my trio gig, there's a lot of, most of the show is improvisation on my part. So it's like, well, I've got to keep, that's the whole job, right? You've got to keep coming up with ideas. You've got to keep pumping out what's cool, what's fresh, what's musical. Like that's what you're doing in that mode, right? You've been a jazzer, like that's the whole bane of improvisation. I know, but I mean, you've studied it. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like having studied jazz, that you.
I even legitimately enjoy it.
There you go. Oh, it's great at times.
Yeah.
And other times it's fucking.
Sometimes it's the worst.
Well, my buddy Dan says, good jazz is hard to listen to. So bad jazz, right? And he's being, he can play bebop and all that. Like he's saying it, kind of tongue in cheek there.
This is you're allowed to say this stuff if you actually like it.
If absolutely.
I feel like if you're just talking out your ass and you don't know what the music's about, then I'm gonna put my foot down. And
Well,
be like,
yeah, but you're not going to change anybody's opinion on jazz.
Oh yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah,
that's
like
never
that.
happened ever.
Yeah.
If you don't like jazz, you're never one day going to go, you know what? I like. Yeah.
I've taken some friends on weed cookies to
Jazz
like
Odyssey.
a jazz fusion show, and they got into it.
Yeah.
That was.
But
it didn't change their minds on jazz,
no.
but in that time
I bet
frame
the weed,
of the yeah.
Well, but I bet they enjoy different things about it than, like, say, any of us would. Maybe they're not listening for the same stuff, right?
It's like they cling on to the visual stuff more so as well.
Especially if you got them all fucking high.
Yeah,
it sounds like you did.
Yeah, actually, that particular show, Paul DeLong exploded a brush during a drum solo.
Right on.
It was wild, man. Like, how does a brush explode?
Ask Paul DeLong.
Yeah, that guy's a psycho.
He's something else, eh? But yeah,
back to the.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go.
No.
Well, I was just going to say, and I was just going to kind of reiterate, like, yeah, like people can enjoy. I don't know if you've probably run into it. I'm sure, where somebody will say something nice, and then they might qualify it with like, but I'm not a musician, so I don't know, like that kind of thing. But it's like that doesn't matter. Like, you have ears and you liked it. Mm-hmm. Done.
Yeah,
that's all that matters, right? And I know the average sort of non-musician type. People do get self-conscious even about saying stuff like that, and because we can all be just inherently condescending pricks when it comes to music. I certainly can. Oh, yeah. But yeah,
Guilty.
So I can see, and there's no shortage of that traditionally in the jazz world.
Yeah.
So you can see why it would just turn people off. Oh, you don't get it. It's like, of course that's going to turn people to Cardi B or whoever they're into, right? But like, it's our fault.
The jazz guy was mean to me.
Yeah.
And now all I can listen to is Cardi B.
There you go. And as much as we can goof on it, it's probably happened.
I like Cardi B as well.
Do you?
I like in like this weird way. I've somehow I brainwashed myself through teaching music. I brainwashed myself to like anything that anyone throws at me.
I'm not into her. Like, I wouldn't know a Cardi B song I put on, but I'll tell you this: I fucking love Taylor Swift. Okay, hang on. Let me back.
The music that is under the umbrella
of
that name.
I like a lot the Taylor Swift stuff. I do like. I love. That's better. I don't love everything she does, but when I hear something like, and it's like the Max Martin stuff, I go fucking nuts. Like all that Backstreet Boys shit, all that NSYNC stuff. I don't like the presentation of it. Like when it was out and it was popular, and you're like, you just hate everyone. You're like, come on, guys, like. Oh, you're in the rain, singing in the rain again,
dude.
Like,
did you read that article that came out where they released that the bass line from "The Call" by the Backstreet Boys is Howie farting pitch shifted?
Come on,
this is legit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
so like apparently he was like really like going for a note and like farted really loudly, and the mic picked up like both of the sounds. So like this like polytonal occurrence of him farting over his belting voice became the belt.
You're fucking with
the bass line to that song. You can look this shit.
Well,
up
you know
if
what,
you
man?
want.
Like, okay, it's not like it goes like in the bass line. Like they're just taking a tone, like a signal.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Like it doesn't like it's not like the bass line.
No,
like,
it doesn't sound like exactly. It doesn't sound like a fart.
No, it sounds dope.
Now I know what I'm doing. Yeah. I go home. Fuck, I work for them.
Oh shit, that was a Hard Times article. Damn it.
Yeah,
I love the Hard Times.
they're really great. Those are really funny. Those things.
Man shouting "Free Bird" at concert, can't find anyone to take his parakeet.
That's good. You know what I like about those a lot is that, like, it's like when you watch Spinal Tap,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my god, this is too real. Like all that shit. Like whoever's writing those really clever headlines and stuff has clearly spent time playing music. Spent a lot of time playing music because some of that shit, like, that'll go over a lot of sort of non-music types' heads for sure.
Yeah.
But whoever's writing on that stuff is very, very funny.
My favorite moment in Spinal Tap is when he plays the guitar with a violin.
Yep.
That is
Such
a shot fired at Jimmy Page.
Those guys
but also
are so heavy. Oh. And Jeff Beck, right? Because Nigel's based very heavily, even
his
the haircut.
Yeah.
But even apparently some of the personality traits in there are very much Jeff Beckisms.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that movie's.
That's
We could do an entire podcast. Like, I could sit here and talk about that movie for
Just
hours
quote
on
Spinal
end.
Tap.
Oh my god, masterpiece.
yeah. And I like that they toured as the characters
Oh, damn right.
as well.
Have you ever watched it with the commentary on?
No.
Oh, change your life.
Yeah.
Change your life. They do it in character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's as funny as the movie.
That's
like just the shit that they
amazing.
say.
So, right, back to the
sorry.
back to the thing that I meant to get back to. So, like, what do you find yourself doing? Is the looper pedal like
The looper pedal is
you try to use it sparingly?
Very sparingly. Because I'm not a believer that every song needs a guitar solo on an acoustic guitar. Mm-hmm. And even when I'm playing, like, I understand when I play with my trio that every song is going to have some level of guitaring going on because that's the gig. That's what I'm being paid to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, on an acoustic gig, I'm very happy to just Bruce Springsteen, 3-chorded kind of thing. What is cool is that when I do use it, I try to use it in such a way that I'm adding something to the song. I'm adding some level of like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like that's kind of, it doesn't have to fucking change anybody's life, but at least, oh, it's interesting. And on the odd occasion, if I've got no steam left in the tank, so to speak, it can be a crutch. It can be like, oh, geez, I gotta. Like, I've had gigs where I've had to play there for, like, your background for 2 hours.
Yeah.
In which case, a looper pedal is an invaluable asset.
It's
or
almost
tool.
preferable to the people there too.
Yeah.
If they're literally just there to talk.
Yeah.
And you are, like you said, wallpaper.
Absolutely.
Both
Yeah.
sonically and visually.
Oh, big time.
Because
yeah.
sometimes
Especially visually.
it's just for the clout of being like there was live music at the party
That's
that
exactly-
everyone ignored. Yeah.
Because then we're going to lose these gigs.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone.
People
pays
just use us as
attention.
a status symbol.
Yeah.
That's skinny, weird-looking guy over there in the corner. Nothing says I got money like hiring him.
When did you start playing guitar?
When I was 11 years old,
Yeah.
I always had guitar, like little toy, like you could plug them at stringed instruments, like little guitars, and that for all my life when I was a little kid growing up.
Oh, really?
So it was always, I always knew what a guitar was, no matter how old whether I was playing it with any level of seriousness at the age of 4 or 3 or whatever it was. My parents got a bunch of old kind of funny pictures of
You're
me
just, like,
at various
pretending to
ages.
play something.
Well, no, but like with the fucking little toy,
Yeah.
Hank Williams sort of thing. And I remember when I was a kid, I got for Christmas one year, I was really young. There's pictures of it somewhere. Me with a guitar and a mic, like it was a real amp. It plugged in. It had actual strings that you could hit, and they would make sound. I had no fucking idea what I was doing, of course, but the idea, holding it and hitting it, and it was like, I always knew what it was. It was never a moment like, what's this thing, right? And it was never an age where it suddenly hit me. It was just, I always knew what it was. It was always just there.
Did you take lessons when you started?
Yeah. I had a lot of really great teachers when I was young. One in particular lived next 2 doors down from me, and his name was Carm Genovese. His name is Carm Genovese.
Oh, still.
Still his name.
Nice.
And and he played with the Hawks after the guys after the band had all left to go play with Dylan. He was the guy after, I believe after Robbie, and there were always guys around town that I followed around. Like I followed Steve King around, and Graham's uncle actually.
Oh,
Graham
shit.
King. You had Graham on here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I met his uncle. I know his dad too, Dave. I don't know Graham, but his cousin Andrew played in my band for years when we were kids.
Really?
Yeah, but I used to follow Steve around, and I used to follow Brian Griffith and Terry Branagh, and oh fuck, man, I could give you a list of 100 great guitar players in the area that are all. They're all a lot older now, but when I was a kid, these guys were all my heroes, right? And my sort of surrogate uncles, as I called them, and
You just
it's funny. Like I've got these guys
hung
in-
around trying to pick
Absolutely.
up any tidbits of wisdom.
That's
they-
how you do it,
they
and that's
wanna
how
drop.
that's how they all did it, right? Like before you went to school to learn music, or I shouldn't even say music, like anything, like any trade. It was just you find somebody, like we talked about before we started recording, is like you find somebody who's good at it, and you just fucking follow them around, and you
Yeah.
learn how to do it, right? And there's still a lot of like
And then you go out and suck out on the scene.
you suck for a long time.
Those are the two main things. You find people you want to be like,
Yep.
and then you go try to do it in
Yeah.
public, and
you fail. You
Yeah.
fall flat on your fucking face.
jot down what worked, what
Yeah.
didn't,
and you don't care. You don't care.
do more of the good shit
Just keep
and less
doing
of
it. Yeah.
the bad shit.
Yeah, and you'll get
Repeat.
it. Usually, like I think whether you feel yourself growing sometimes or not, people notice
Yeah.
because it's like someone will say, "Hey, like I remember for years, be like, oh, your singing's gotten so much better," and I go, oh, "Well, fuck you too, right?" But you don't realize because you're in it, and you're like, "Am I getting any better?" Like you always sound the same to yourself for the most part, right? But people's ears aren't lying to them for the most part.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
And
man, it
everyone
used to suck, and I'm still not crazy about my singing at all. But I just listen to tapes and stuff. I go, well, objectively, it's gotten better, as I would hope it would.
Yeah.
Do anything long enough, you hope there's
Like I can hold a tuner up to it and it warbles less.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and it's no different than anything, right? So, like making coffee and getting the mail. Just to go back to that. That's the only job I can make up in my head that sounds like something everyone has to do.
Because you
just
buy
watch
coffee
too much
and you
TV.
receive fan mail.
Yeah, right.
I think you died in a past life in a mailroom fire.
No, you know what? I've seen Office Space too many times. That's all it is. So, that's the only thing I can think of that's like a job, like a regular Joe job. And there's literally on the planet like hundreds of different jobs.
At
At least.
Office Space is such a good fucking movie.
It's a fucking masterpiece, man. I love it. I love it. And I don't even hate it as much as like people like as much as I love Spinal Tap, I can't watch it again. Like it hits too close to home sometimes. And think of like what a small percentage in the grand scheme that musicians make up in the world. So think about how few of us out of 7 billion people or whatever it is can watch that. Think of how many people have office jobs that can't watch that movie because it's just fucking pains them, right? Like
It's kind of uplifting in the end, though.
Yeah, but everything leading up is just fucking nightmare. Yeah. And I don't have that. I'm not even in that world, and it's like I can't even appreciate hating it as much as it was intended to. Like it wasn't for me. That movie's not for us. It's for people in that world, right? The same as Spinal Tap, as much as it reaches a lot of people. Like there's a lot of inside humor there.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot. And it's great. Curious what else you got on your paper there.
We've moved through most of it.
See, that's very prepared.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's great.
I try to make this listenable.
Again, why'd you call me?
I listened to you. Yeah, man, you've been involved on the scene. You're one of the rare people who actually makes a living playing music. And
for now.
Do you have? Yeah, right. It's always. Do you just play?
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. How long's that been?
I think the last time I had anything close to like a real job, I was 19.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I've been playing all that. Like I've been playing through from like before that too. So yeah, I think that was the last real job I had was at the city of Hamilton for a summer. I had a summer job there working at Gage Park.
Wow,
and that was eye-opening. But yeah, I always played. I always had gigs, even when I had like little shitty kind of jobs here and there that I do once in a while after school. Like I worked in a video store for a couple of months. I was no good at that. Actually, I was good at that, as recommending movies and talking to people.
Yeah.
And then wiping their late fees away. Like I don't know if it's been long enough where I can admit that, but I'm sure that
I'm sure the statute of limitations
I hope it's
passed
run out.
on that.
Yeah. Because it was like, what else did I do? I had like factory jobs here and there, like just summer shit. And like I would work in like a wood shop when I was really young for a buddy of mine. And that sucked. Like the hang was great. Like that was always cool.
Yeah.
Like which I guess makes any job, right? Like you could be doing pretty awful stuff, but if it's like, if everyone there is pretty reasonable and pretty cool, you can do just about anything, really.
Yeah, you make some weird connections with people doing that kind of... I mean, I guess it's the same kind of shit with a band. Like if you're on tour with some people, when you're just in constant contact with some people, you get to know each other on a different level.
Really fucked up levels,
yeah.
too, man.
And the way it comes back around, too, is sometimes like eerie. Like later, meeting those same people again, like...
Yeah, or
down the road.
Or different versions of them.
Yeah.
In different walks of life, for sure.
Yeah, because you know someone so well, and then you see them like 8 years later, and they're not that person. and then all of a sudden you're talking about this shit that none of you are into anymore, but the versions of yourselves were into at that time because it's the thing that you have
You share.
in common.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
Like, once again,
I'm just fucking with you, man.
but yeah, like that's awesome. Like you just
Well, it's hard work. It's awesome, but like anything, it's got its moments of like, fuck, why didn't I do anything else with my life?
yeah.
You know, like, why didn't I just why didn't I go work in a mailroom? You know, like
That's the highest you've.
I
It's the dream you set for
aim
yourself.
low, man. Aim low. No, it really is.
It is nice having like a punch-in job that like could be done by some sort of monkey, you know, where it's just like you clock in and you clock out and you don't think about it. It doesn't even pop into your mind
Yep.
until you're there
Yep.
again.
I-
And there's something really nice about that.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record here for a second, but on my buddy Tyler's podcast, I don't know if you listened to the whole thing or not, but we did talk about this kind of. I did see. I'll just retell the story. This will be I'll be buried with this stupid story. But I saw a guy washing windows one day, and I got jealous. I was like, that looks like a fucking sweet job because he had his headphones in. It was nice outside. He's washing windows, and I'm like, he doesn't have to fucking put up with anybody's bullshit. He's there to wash the windows. Fucking go home. He'll always have windows to wash. You know what I mean? And it was just one of those dark moments of like, you know, why am I doing this? What the fuck? And especially these days, it's like, you know, the days of the rock star are.
The people you
behind us.
run into too, like they see you at the show. That's the 3 hours of glory that you work 24 hours a day for.
Absolutely.
And they're like, "Oh man, you got it good. I gotta wash windows or whatever." And you're
Grass
like,
is
sure.
always greener.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's the thing about music. Like, there's always something in any of the arts. Again, there's always something you can be doing, right? And I mean, it's not. I shouldn't say just in the arts because, like, fucking lawyers probably always got things to do, right? I got a buddy who was a teacher, and you know, there's always, I got to get this ready for tomorrow. I got to do this.
Yeah.
I got to do that, right? And like, I had teaching gigs for years too. Actually, I should say. So yeah, okay, maybe that is, we count that. Yeah, we'll count that as a real job then, I guess, right? I taught on the side, like I would teach a day a week here and there at I taught at Gear Music in Oakville. They get a plug because
Yeah.
they fucking rule.
Nice.
Those guys are the best. They're really good buddies of mine, and it's one of the last sort of mom and pop. You know, it's not Long and McQuaid. Not there's anything wrong with Long and McQuaid.
Of course not.
No, absolutely not. But Dave and Scott and all the clowns out of Gear are just the best guys. And I went, here. And Mountain Music too. My buddy Neen there is fucking wicked too.
Nice.
But I didn't teach for them. They don't teach, but yeah.
Didn't they used to have lessons? Like,
I don't know. I think
time
Troy
ago.
used to teach there way back when, but I don't know that they actually had an official lesson thing.
that's where I got my telly back in the day.
Fucking right, man.
Yeah.
Fucking right. That's
Sweet
a great
selection
that's
of
a great
guitars.
guitar, man.
Thank you. I didn't build it.
I wasn't accusing you of being a guitar builder either.
Oh, thanks.
Going back to the painting thing.
Just take credit for something here, would you?
All right, I did buy it.
All right, there you go.
I bought it.
You worked hard. You spent your money.
I
on a
bought it
quality
with
product.
money I earned, doing a job building things I didn't understand.
Cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
That's
a lesson right there. Hard work.
Do what you're told. Receive payment. Buy
Yes.
guitars.
That's perfect. That's like an epitaph.
Is that what you write on like a tombstone? What is
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Okay.
Do what you're told. Get paid. Buy guitars. If you don't use it, I will.
Yeah, you could put that on your tombstone, no
All right.
problem.
He'll outlive me, so there's no doubt there.
You think?
I know. This is not up for debate. The only thing worse would be if I outlived everybody.
Everybody.
Like, bury all my friends.
Like in some sort of like nuclear incident
Or whatever. Just like...
Or like just everyone you know.
It would just be an anomaly. No, like not everyone. Yeah, like everyone I know. It would just be one of those weird things. It's like, really? Like
what the
how
fuck?
Did it? Like how did I slip through
I
the
did
cracks?
everything wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I knew I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself.
Yeah, it's like that that Louis bit, right? You don't die. You just have a shitty second half.
Beautiful. Are we allowed to talk about him?
What's the date?
It's Tuesday, 2019.
No.
We're not out of the weeds
Probably
yet.
gonna get demonetized.
Oh wait.
Damn.
Yeah, say whatever the fuck you want.
You guys getting paid for this?
No.
Well, shit. Oh, is that? Oh, okay. Is that a new thing?
It's not.
You demonetize? Is that? Who just got that? There's a thing about that right now.
Oh,
YouTube?
everybody.
Oh, really?
Oh, YouTube's like advertising standards have just really shot up.
Oh, you must
So
have
it's-
this many things to get this much money, sort of thing.
No, it's like they're it's like what videos they will advertise on have
Brand safe content.
brands that's the thing.
Meaning, like, so who loses?
Here, Eric, you're an advertiser.
Okay, so tell me this. Maybe I'm wrong. Alex Jones. This is ringing a bell with me. Then is he gone?
Yeah, he's
Good,
off.
good.
Yeah.
Like that is a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
But like, because that guy's just a fucking piece of shit
Yeah,
lunatic.
and he's been a piece of shit lunatic for like a long time.
For way too long. He's made way too much money. Not that anyone deserves to make any money from hate speech and all the other fucking nonsense he says.
Yeah, he's been basically profiting off the back of like paranoid
Tragedy.
schizophrenics for like a long ass time.
But isn't he one?
Among other people, but
Yeah. Yeah, he's awful. He's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And that's why
Is he not satire?
well that's kind of what he tries to pull, isn't it? Doesn't he try to play that card like, oh, it's just satire?
I don't know. It's so wild.
He's a fucking maniac. He's a plague.
I know someone
Like a folk musician took just like shit that he says and turned it into
Oh,
like
God.
a legitimately good song.
Oh, Jesus.
But it's just like the lyrics are all shit that he said, like the fluoride in the water is turning the frogs gay and whatever.
He said that.
Oh yeah. That's like a main.
it's a memeable quote of his.
No, yeah, but that's like a key point of his platform.
Oh, dear.
Whatever his platform.
Well, he
is.
doesn't have. I don't know. He's out of his. Like I don't know enough about him, but I know enough about him to know that like that's a very cut and dry case of this guy should not have a public forum of any kind. But like anything, when you deal with, I guess, free speech, it's a slippery slope. It's like, does somebody get their head chopped off for the wrong reasons? Maybe because something fell on. You know what I mean? Like it's really not to. I mean, this is a big fucking can of worms to open up. But I mean, I'm glad he's gone.
I think that within like the confines of free speech, he should be allowed to have the platform, but there should be a paywall. Like that's why YouTube is cutting him off, because it's like it's free to use and it's free to access. So I think that they're pulling him back because he's sort of like a dangerous character.
Absolutely.
But like with freedom of speech, he should be allowed to kind of, I guess, say what he wants to, even if it's stupid.
Yeah, but okay,
like,
but at the same time, YouTube is running a business.
Yeah,
And
like
it's
so he should be
yeah.
able to have his own little corner of the internet
Yeah.
that he pays for all the
Yeah.
bandwidth.
You go
and
fuck
whatever.
around and do what you want over there,
And if-
but we're not supporting it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it's funny. It's unfortunate. Not to get this is going to get political, I think, but like the NRA, like but those fucking scumbags. Like I loved when people started pulling, what do you call it? Like AAA or whatever. Were pulling affiliation. People were pulling affiliations from the
right.
NRA
Yeah.
because it, like, you know what, like it or not, in the USA, money is the language they speak, and when you start hurting their pocketbooks, then people start fucking listening, right?
Yeah.
And then like restaurants started banning open carry shit, which is great. Like I love it. Like I'm clearly not into guns. Like,
Can that I don't know what you know about those laws, but can like a private business
forego
overturn what
like-
the law of the land is?
I think
with that?
so. Because there's all kinds of they have all kinds of weird laws.
What's that
like,
in Texas? You leave your shoes on, but you leave your guns at the door. That's
I think if you're running a private enterprise of any kind in the States, because they're pretty drunk on that whole thing down there, I think that would usurp, open carry. I think. I don't know. You'd have to, but to me that would make sense just based on sort of what I half-ass understand about how businesses function there, and like just look at the tax loopholes and stuff like that. Some of the corporate tricks that get pulled on government regulations and stuff like that. It wouldn't surprise me that it could go to do some good as well. Like if fucking Applebee's doesn't want a guy walking in there with an M16, they should technically be able to find some kind of loophole where it says we don't have to let this guy in. Like I would think, and that's just common sense to me. But I suspect the same way that Applebee's or whoever, assuming they fucking ditch their taxes or whatever they do, right? Whatever shitty stuff they do.
yeah.
I imagine those same powers could be employed for
Some level of good.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let this guy show up with a gun while my dad's having a piece of cake on his birthday. Or
I think
whatever.
what those people would argue then is, and just what the situation over there has devolved to.
Oh, that's how bad it's gotten.
If you're like in an open carry state and you know that there's a restaurant that doesn't, if you're, and this is like the argument that they use, the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Yeah.
And
What a flaming crock of shit that is. That's the biggest fucking...
arm everyone.
Yeah.
More babies shooting their parents.
Yeah. Oh, that was at This Is America. Did you see that?
Oh,
Sacha Baron Cohen.
I
you
haven't
watch it?
watched any of that yet.
Oh
but
my God. Dude, you got it. It's fucking brilliant. And I will say...
What's that on?
Showtime, I think.
Yeah. I've seen like clips.
It's high art, man. It's absolutely brilliant. And what I really like about it, as with most good comedians, he's not really... I mean, you could argue, yes, it's perhaps left-leaning in the sense that he shows both sides of crazy. He shows the ultra-left and the ultra-right. And it's like, which one bothers you more? I guess you're left up to decide. But, there are just as many fucking weird people that way as there clearly are on the right. You know what I mean? So, but it's really great. Like, I think it's one of the best things I've watched in a long time. Like, the Ali G stuff was always cute and fun. Like, it was funny, right? It's goofy. But there was no real end there. The Borat stuff I thought was cool in the sense that... And what was the other one? Bruno. In the sense that he was kind of shining a light on a lot of ignorance and stuff like that. This show goes 10 more steps in that direction of just going like, look, I'm creating a character here. You are treating me how you would treat this type of person.
Yeah.
And that right there is everything, right? Yeah, and obviously you can cut things to look a certain way and do all that, but it's like some of the shit coming out of people's mouths in that show, you're like, that's wow. You didn't really need any prompting for that. That just came out, and that's who you are. It's really...
They got a pedophile busted.
Oh,
during the filming of that show, they
really?
someone divulged some information that
Good.
that they then delivered to the FBI and,
Good.
and got the guy arrested.
fucking right.
Yeah,
One less fucking sleaze walking around.
local hero Borat.
That's great. That's awesome. Oh, that was in Borat they did?
No.
Or
I
on,
just
oh,
always
okay.
think of Sacha
No,
Baron
but
Cohen as-
on This Is America?
I really wanted him to play Freddie Mercury, and he was supposed to. I don't know if you've seen the Howard Stern
I heard about
stuff
it. Yeah.
about why they went a different direction with it.
Politics like anything else, I suspect.
Apparently the band wanted the movie, the halfway point to be Freddie dying, and
Oh, really?
and then and then
everything that
them-
came after.
Yeah,
That's not interesting
no, right?
at all.
Like, of course you ended at Live Aid. Like, what?
I'll be honest. I don't think any of those fucking movies are interesting. Like any of the ones where the artist's entire life is already available on film, I don't think
Yeah.
it needs a biopic. Like Ray was cool, and the Johnny Cash one I thought were cool because there was a lot of stuff that was like, there's some artistic liberty you can take there on some of these cool stories from back then. Whereas
they're really
everything
good
about
works
Queen,
of art set around.
and around somebody's
existing
life,
story.
exactly. Where it's not like a biopic. It's like,
But when they tried,
read the book.
They had the one where is it Theo from the Cosby Show played Jimi Hendrix?
oh God, really?
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
see that.
buddy,
Is
that's
it
a
terrible.
doozy. Yeah. So like these movies where they try to like tell a guy's whole life in,
An hour and a
in
half.
90 minutes. Yeah. That's where it gets kind of.
Well, but it's not even that. It's like what don't we know about Hendrix, really? Like, I've read tons of shit. Like, I worship, but Hendrix is still one of the guys that if I don't listen to, like, I still get chills. Like, he just fucks with me.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of guys like that have endured that, at least in my life, where it's like some stuff I still hear of Hendrix and I want to fucking cry. I'm like, this is who does it? Like, Beatles are like that, moments. The big ones, right? The really Stevie Wonder, guys like that, Prince, Bowie for sure. But like, there's 5 people I can name where I can hear something and go, holy shit, this is still as important as it ever was.
What are some of your top Hendrix musical moments?
I can tell you, every time I hear House Burning Down, the first note that comes in, I don't know how well you know, I don't know what you know of his catalog. If you play the first
that's a
fucking
deeper
note
one.
when he comes in there, it just slices me in two. I can't even fucking take it. It's one of the most incredible notes I've ever heard in my life. It's that fucking good. And
Isn't the
it's one
guitar a
note.
beautiful instrument like
Oh,
that?
it's fucking and it's just like I don't know if you guys add in audio.
that we
the
can't
the
do.
intro, the guitar intro, like all of it is incredible. But that first like bar bar or two of House Burning Down, just I can barely talk about it. I'm fucking stuttering here. Out of control.
Which album
Out
is that
of
on?
fucking control. Electric Ladyland. And what else? Oh, Burning the Midnight Lamp. I think it's just wicked. Yeah. I'd be hard pressed to pick out a Hendrix song that I'm just even tired of. Like,
Yeah.
there's stuff I don't listen to anymore. But I remember about a year ago, just for whatever reason, I'd put on like the first album or whatever. And there's a lot of stuff, or just hit shuffle or something like that. Like, just, and hearing stuff I hadn't listened to in so long that it was kind of pedestrian almost, like Foxy Lady. I can't remember the last time I listened to Foxy Lady
Yeah.
or Fire or any of the sort of big.
You
you
almost
know-
try to like let the rest of the catalog catch up. You know, like
Yeah.
maybe once I'll stop listening to Stairway to Heaven,
Oh,
and once
I
I've
hate that one.
yeah, but then like once you've listened to everything else that many times as well, I'll listen to that song once a year.
You loop back around, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of what I was doing. And this Hendrix, like,
Then you heard Foxy Lady again.
or whatever, right? Yeah, or whatever it was, Foxy Lady, or it was probably a couple of them, and I'm just like, this is so fucking ridiculous. Like,
I was sitting and noodling along to All Along the Watchtower, and there's just it's like this comical bottomless bag of riffs where you're just like, oh, a sweet riff. A sweet riff.
There's a
And-
lifetime of guitar lessons in one Hendrix song.
Yeah,
and
just
and
all
there's
these
guys out
layers.
there. I don't know if you ever run into these guys. They're wrong, but there's guys that don't that try to minimize his contribution to it, and it's like, you're just fucking wrong. Like, there's opinions and all that. That is a wrong opinion.
There's certain
Like, he shattered the whole world of guitar and music, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's just like, you just fucking you just destroyed everything that people understood of, like, this is what this instrument does, this is what can be done musically in a studio and all that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, and it's almost there's no way to say it without sounding like hyperbole, because everyone's like, whoa, Jimi Hendrix this and Jimi Hendrix that, and it's like, they're right, but they don't even know why. They don't even know how fucking right they are. You know what I mean? They're saying it because it's cool. It is.
It's something that
But it's so beyond. Yeah, it's so beyond just going, oh, I love Foxy Lady or whatever. It's like, yeah, you should, but there's a million other reasons that you should also love Foxy Lady and Burning Under the Midnight Lamp and If 6 Was 9 and all this stuff that just rewrote the fucking book on guitar, as far as I'm like.
I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who it
Go.
offends. Nothing identifies you more as an intermediate guitar player than shit talking Hendrix.
You know what? I admire the kindness that you labeled them intermediate. That's fucking beginner loser shit. If you can't get on board with Hendrix is the only guy that could drop his guitar and it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
that guy. You watch the Isle of Wight. Watch any concert.
If someone's like, "Oh, Hendrix isn't all that," it's like, "Oh, someone just learned what a sweep arpeggio is."
You miss so much. You miss so much if you're not. I'm getting chills right now just fucking talking about this, man. Listen to Hendrix drop his guitar, and you're like, "Oh my god!" Like
such groove.
He plays out of tune better than guys. Like I've heard recordings. I'm like, that's fucking out of tune, and it doesn't matter. I'm just right, and that's not to take away from the guys like that. I don't know. I want to like. I don't even know who to make an example of, because any guy that I would even admire as a player who doesn't do the Hendrix thing or anywhere, doesn't come from that world, would still totally. Like I love Paul Gilbert.
Yeah,
Paul Gilbert to me is like probably the most able, guitar player there is. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know anybody that can physically do what he does
with the clean tone that he uses.
Yeah, and I don't doubt for a second that
not
Paul
clean,
Gilbert,
but like unforgiving crunch.
Oh yeah,
like he uses the kind
unforgiving crunch.
Right,
like that.
He uses the kind of crunch that like makes your mistakes sound worse.
Yeah.
Like you always,
but not when he doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. I know, but if
that's
he
the
did,
cruel
it's like,
irony of that son of a bitch.
Yeah,
but I guarantee that guy would all over Hendrix. I don't know what his record collection looks like, but I guarantee. I remember watching an interview with him once, and he was like into Frank Marino from Mahogany Rush, who was like, I wouldn't have guessed that. But you got to think a lot of these guys came up in the era where that's who the hot shots were, right? Like the 70s guys who weren't flashy by any stretch, but all these guys that we kind of talked about earlier, like Eddie Van Halen to me is another guy like who just went fuck everything you think about guitar, like you think you know about guitar, and he is the great divide in guitar players to me. Is like there was everything that happened before Eddie Van Halen, and there's everything that happened after, and everybody that came after he birthed a lot of fucking guitar players and a whole way of approaching the instrument. Right. And Hendrix did too. And there's not many guys that did that ever, like in the history of the instrument. Like, and Eddie's another guy who will not sit by and let people slag. Like, you don't have to like Van Halen, and that's fine. You're wrong, but you don't have to like them. But you cannot minimize that guy's contribution to that world. Like, even culturally. Like people that don't play guitar fucking know who Eddie Van Halen is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it's insane. Yeah. So, fuck. Sorry, I didn't clip the mic or anything, did I?
Yeah.
I'm getting all fired up there. I don't want to. All that shit I'm saying just turns into fuzz by the end.
This episode seems to be suffering from unusually low volume levels, but in that moment we did.
We're burying the needle.
We did, yeah.
Oh man. And there are other guys like that.
Give some more David Lee Roth.
I live more. I'm a good safe guy. I am all I've got. Oh, you said that.
We can't use that one.
Oh man,
that's copyrighted.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I could hear the whole band behind it. The whole
right.
Yeah.
Bum 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 Bum.
Da-da-da, da-da.
There's another thing.
It's music.
You're just getting started on bass if you don't think that
Yeah.
bass line is the shit.
Yeah, it's fucking ultra cool.
It's full of shit. It's I've been
Yeah.
there. I'm allowed to.
It takes a real man to play bass like that.
Yeah, to just fucking
Yeah, man.
beat the shit out of that open
Just
E.
absolutely. Well, fuck, man. Listen, greatest bass line ever by the greatest bass player, Willie Weeks on Fame.
Oh yeah.
Bowie. That is the greatest goddamn bass playing ever.
I love the story of David Bowie coming out of rehab and being in a cab and hearing that song on the radio and being like,
Forgetting
this
that he had
this is
any
cool. What's
part-
this?
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah. After,
That's what happens when you spend a couple of years hanging out with Iggy Pop doing coke.
after he decided that he had to like, what's that, method act the
Oh yeah. His latest.
the Thin White Duke
Yeah, his
character. He's
latest-
like, the Thin White Duke only eats milk and red peppers and cocaine.
Yeah, he did it.
He did.
I saw Bowie is like a top fiver for me.
Yeah.
I saw him live on his last tour. It was fucking life changing.
Shit.
It was wicked. And again, he's one of those guys that it's like it's cool to go, oh, I love Bowie and this and that, but it's like that
Do
is
you know why?
that's a guy. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. And again, that's just more musician snobbery. I think probably on.
I
my
think
part.
he transcends music.
fucking right he does.
Because he's an icon in like the fashion world and
Yep.
the art world.
Yep.
And
Yeah, there's something to be said for a guy who changes the course of popular music about 4 or 5 times in his career. Like that's
yeah.
a pretty big deal.
And yeah, and oh man, just the way he went out too, dropping that album, like
He turned terminal cancer into art.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
beat that.
Like like, oh no, Bowie died, but also here's his greatest album
here's
yet.
something incredible to leave you
Yeah.
out on. Yeah, I got chills again.
And like the music videos that went along with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
it's pretty heartbreaking stuff, man.
Yeah, man. I remember I was at my cousin's house.
It's funny, you remember where you were. Like I also remember where I was.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a Sunday night
Yeah.
when I heard. What a drag, man. And then
Yes.
Prince went shortly after that. And that one broke my heart as well because he was a
Yeah.
big deal to me, huge deal.
All right, let's find something remotely uplifting to talk about, and then we'll
Well,
move on to playing some tunes.
We got about 10 minutes of solid guitar ranting, right?
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
worth something.
Oh fuck yeah!
think.
I think that's. I was saying this in the podcast that dropped today, which, as you're listening to this, is 3 weeks ago. With Olivia, that I don't know who the listeners are. We have 100. We're up to 118 unique downloaders, and they don't really interact. I'll talk to the people, and they'll like. Sometimes I'll see people I haven't seen in a while, and they'll be like, "I listened to this episode of
that's
this,"
cool.
and it was one that got a lot of downloads is Steve Farrell, who's a yoga instructor, and
Does he have something of a following?
he does. Yeah, he has quite a
Okay.
quite a following,
Oh,
and
okay.
who's Kelly's catching up to him. The Zero Fire Trash Cast has been doing really
Sounds
well.
like a challenge, man. Sounds like you're fucking challenging me.
Are you tweeting the fuck out
No,
of
I'm
this?
not tweeting anything. I'm just checking what time it was. It was,
Yeah, that trash cast.
oh, shit.
You gotta do another one of those, I think.
Yeah.
What do? You just go on and trash people?
No, it's just like we just got pizza and got stoned, and no prolonged stretch of it was usable. So I literally just chopped 10 minutes of like unrelated random bits. It doesn't even make sense chronologically because like we're eating pizza at the beginning and then we get the pizza guy comes like
that's even better.
like 8 minutes in.
Yeah. We were eating pizza, saying
Like we're
shit,
talking
and
about
then
how the
later-
pizza was shit at the
Yeah.
beginning.
And later we're like, when the fuck is this pizza getting here?
That's awesome. Well, the fact that you were stoned, it could still contextually make some kind of sense.
yeah. So, but yeah,
These
we're,
guys know they ate pizza.
Yeah. That
pizza we ate was terrible. We didn't eat the pizza yet, man. Holy shit.
The pizza ate us.
We get like a green screen, and it's like we're in the belly of the pizza.
What was
Just
that
like
movie?
tomato sauce.
Fantastic Voyage, where they shrink down
Oh,
and
yeah,
go inside
yeah.
the body.
Yeah.
We need to do that, but for pizza.
Yeah, so we just got sauce. Just
I eat too much fucking pizza. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would make you sick.
Do you have a favorite pizza joint locally?
Whatever's open.
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you open at 2:30 in the morning? You're my new favorite pizza joint.
You're my current favorite.
Yeah. To punish my body with.
What do you get? We had a pizza interview.
Really?
And yeah, like a magazine.
What'd the pizza say?
It wasn't a pizza interviewing us. It was like an interview that was only pizza questions.
Oh,
So
that sounds delicious.
yeah, it was good. Eric and Graham sent us their answers, like me and Vinny, and they're like, here's our answers, here's the questions, like, send in your contribution to like these questions, right? It was like it was done via email, and I think we both read it and we're like, I think you just about covered it.
I just used it as an opportunity to like bash pizza for being terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I do it on Twitter all the time.
And also bash people who have like a big problem with pineapple on pizza, which neither of you are into it, but Eric and Graham agreed that like if
It has no business there.
no, they agreed that like if you get that bent out of shape over what someone else puts on their pizza,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you need to grow the fuck up.
Exactly. It's like fucking anti-abortion people.
It is almost.
They're cut from the. No, it is exactly like that. They're cut from the same mold, man. Anybody who's gonna fucking give you a hard time about something that has nothing to do with them at all, get off the planet, man. I got no time for that shit. I got no time for that.
You're offending our conservative Christian demographic.
Good. Fuck them.
What about our advertisers?
They made it this far into the podcast. There's something wrong with them anyway.
Yeah. This is on them. This is their fault.
You look back on all the stuff leading up to this and why you haven't tuned out sooner.
Yeah.
And
This is on you.
yeah.
You knew, do not feed the bears.
All right.
Should we do music?
Yeah,
stuff?
fucking let's hear Chris Chambers play some music.
Okay.
You want to Chris Chambers? I was just about to say chrischambers.com, but is that your
Pretty close.
Plug your socials.
Yeah.
Plug your social.
Oh, God. Oh, I hate you.
What's your at, bro?
Oh, God. Do I have to? All right. I'm just going to give you the website. You can find all the other shit from there.
No.
Chris-chambers.com.
Chris-chambers.com.
That's the hub.
Yeah. Oh, that's the hub. Yeah. Is there a little Instagram icon
Of course. Yeah.
that you can click on?
Look.
Is there a little Twitter icon?
Look, yes, there is. I hate it, but I'm not above it. There's a difference.
Give me one of his good Facebook posts.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to draw this out for just like another 2 minutes.
All right.
Until you get me like a really... Actually, that you had a long-winded and genuine one, which
Always ends in a shitty punchline.
someone was like, always punchline, expect nothing less, smiley face, and I was like, I bet he hated that.
I don't mind it at all. As long people
Am
read,
I this predictable?
people read it. Oh, of course I am.
You know?
Of course I am. Nobody went into that reading it going,
Like this is.
Oh, this
I'm
is big.
surprised it. But you know what? It like stayed. Even the punchline was. I feel like the punchline was. Who was the guy?
Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon. Yeah, like
The point is,
it was a good. It wasn't even a punchline. It was like a punctuation.
yeah.
You know, like let's.
Everything I said, I meant.
Yeah.
Like everything about how we consume music and how, like, we live in a world of 50 fucking versions of Star Search. Like, Star Search was a fucking. There's I have countless versions all over the world of it, because now everybody just wants to be fucking famous. And it's like, you know, and the point of it is that the way it used to work is if you actually wanted to do that, you had to bust your fucking ass to win on Star Search. Like that was a big deal.
Yeah, you go into it on the post like you
there's,
have to get
there's a lot of people.
video camera, which was expensive.
You're fucking right, it was, man. And they weighed 9,000 pounds. I remember my friend had one, and we're like, well, I guess we're not going to be filmmakers because none of us can lift this goddamn thing.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it's all true, you know, except for digging up Ed McMahon.
You know,
and even then, who's to say?
It's kind of a moral gray area, really. If he's really buried with all that cash, and you put it.
Think
to
of
some
all the
good
good
use.
you could do. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, I'm just going and reading whatever Eric served me up. Nothing worse than waking up after a rough night of beer shits and accidentally using the wrong toothbrush, only to realize it doesn't matter because you don't even live here.
Yeesh. See, I'm not allowed to laugh at my own joke.
You know?
Even though I'll say when I hit send on them, I'm like, yep, nailed it.
That's like open mics, man. It's like I've been.
Eric's been doing comedy.
I've been doing like stand up this year. And
Yeah, I
like,
saw one. It was good.
You'll go in and be like, that's it. And then you'll tell it and it bombs and it's like, wow, I really want to kill myself.
Yep.
Like right away,
Yeah.
right after this.
Yeah.
And I might not even wait for the full 5 minutes to be
Yeah.
up. Like
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get out of here.
I always wanted to. I write jokes every day, and I just don't have the. I spend enough time in front of a microphone that I just respect the people that are actually doing it too much. Like, you go do that. I'll stay in my lane, so to speak.
Oh, 75 comments on this.
Oh Jesus! What was the? Not the one you just read.
No.
Oh, good Lord!
This bullshit song could use a really long and shitty organ solo to complement the overall terribleness of it. The Doors.
I hate that band.
Did you? No regrets on that post?
Never. Oh, fuck no. Fuck no.
Are those? I'm not going to open the comments, but are those?
They're
supportive?
generally disparaging the Doors.
Yeah.
I know it was funny. There was one guy on there who was like totally not getting that, and his love of the Doors told me everything I needed to know about him. And yeah, again, condescending. Sure, fuck him. I don't care. I fucking hate that band. Like, you know,
Every single thing about it.
everything. There's nothing redeeming other than they don't make music anymore. That's the best thing I can tell you. That's the only thing I like about the Doors. And then I think they're almost all gone. Well, I don't get too dark with that, I guess. Like, I'm sure Robbie and Rayman's, I'm sure they were nice guys. I get, like, whatever. Fucking hate their band. That's all there is to it.
Hey, the guy who runs the Bishop the Cat page,
Yeah?
is that his only access to Facebook, or does he have an actual Facebook?
What do you mean? Like that cat thing on the internet?
Like, yeah, whoever, yeah, Bishop's page. Do you know?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
No. Should I?
I don't know. Well, like, where did that come from? Like,
I don't know. I guess my buddy Rob, just gave his cat the iPad one day, and he just decided to go for it. So.
All right, we'll cut to music on this one. This was a sincere lull when I read it. I was told that cold wet cucumber would help bring down the irritation in my eyes due to allergies, but it's been 2 hours and I'm not sure how much longer I can keep this thing up my ass.
Close enough.
couch sometimes, just because. You left strands of tobacco on everywhere. You left strands of tobacco on everywhere. Cutting out the silence when I lay down my guard. Laying here beside me shouldn't be that hard. Burning out the nightlife and stomping through the halls. Meanest words to come out still won't break the fall. Still the mess we made, swept under a rug. I sleep on the couch sometimes, just because. You left strands of tobacco on everywhere. 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 I never asked you to change for me. Give up the things you wanted to be. And flowers won't change our broken heartbeats. It's a start, I guess, it's best I can see. There'll come a time when all you need is me. Maybe come that day, I won't be around to see. Call out my name until you're blue in the face. When all you had to do is put me in your place. I'd take the long way home if I ever knew. I wouldn't have your head at night to lay mine next to. If I could find out what you're keeping inside, the hurt that remains inside me would die. There'll come a time when all you need is me. Maybe come that day, I won't be around to see. You can call out my name till you're blue in the face. All you
to do is put me in your. There'll come a time all you need is me. Or you can call out my name till you're blue in the face. All you had to do is put me in your place.